ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Aman Agarwal. Wishes you a very warm welcome at World Hospitality Expo 2022. World Hospitality Expo is India's largest hospitality event scheduled to be held over 5 days. Today is the third day. We'll be showcasing new products, offerings, unparalleled expertise, and limitless networking opportunities. The event focuses on exchange of new development and the future of HoReCa sector in India. The world hospitality is firmly focused on arrival of new and cutting-edge technology used in commercial kitchen equipment sector, food and drink vending solutions, hotel and commercial cooking equipment, hotel and restaurant equipment, food processing plants and machinery, fast food and beverage machinery. Thank you each and everyone for being here with us today. We hope you all are safe and fine. Today marks our first World Hospitality Expo and we are proud to be able to host it today at the virtual setting, obeying all COVID protocols and aspire to have future editions physically. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Ajo.com, which is a leading B2B marketplace for business products and services specializing in hospitality.
Some sound problem is coming.
From my end?
Yeah, from your. Better now. You can start now.
Yeah, I'm audible, clearly audible?
Yeah, perfectly fine. Good. Thank you.
So we'll begin with our first session for the day, which is on the topic 4 strategic pillars for business growth learning from business and marketing consultant with 40 years of diversified experience, Easy Consultants. It's offered by Easy Consultant, and speaker for the day is Mr. Vijay Mohan Bembey.
Thank you.
Mr. Vijay Mohan Bembey is founder director IHSPF Delhi and is a veteran marketing and sales professional having more than 35 years of expertise in channel development, major customer development, new hotel project, QSR chain, key account management, IDEAC's development, and building effective teams. Mr. Vijay Mohan Bembey has handled diversified products like commercial kitchen equipment, consumer durable, and commercial products. Over to you, Mr. Vijay.
Thank you. First of all, thanks Ajo.com and World Hospitality Expo for giving the chance to meet the audience live in this time. Thank you very much. We are talking today about the business planning, individual planning, how we can improve ourselves and go for a successful future. For this, I'm just about to share screen. Is it right now? Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
Thank you. So there are various pillars of business growth which we do over a period of time, and we evolve in this. There's only one thing that is permanent. What is that? Can I ask the audience to message on the chat what is thing that is permanent? Can some people mention in the chat? Yes.
We have answers from Rajesh Chaudhary ji and Manish Seth ji, and
so change is the only thing that is permanent, right? So if you see, paradigm shifts happen over our knowledge, over our vision, and that is how change happens. I have been using such watches, wrist watches, in my childhood, and then these watches came, and now most of the people are using smart watches. Same way, I have been using this in my earlier age, this telephone. Now this is a kind of telephone. After this has come, then this has come. But now even if this is not there, this was the mean of communication, pagers. We were using it very proudly at that time. Then this cordless came, and now we have different kind of smart mobiles for communication. And nowadays, even cameras are not used. These mobiles are used working as a cameras, right? So we need to define what we vision, what we think, and why we think this should be done. Why we are in the business, what work we do, and why we do it. Why we wanted to achieve something. What is that we want to achieve in our life? What we wish for us and our family is very important. What is our RBC? RBC is risk-bearing capacity of an individual or an organization or a division. All these things wise make us to think on strategic sustainable planning. So planning is very important, and it should be strategically planned, defined, and it should be sustainable to the organization, to the individual. So answer of why and what is transformed into vision. Vision is a long-term objective, long-term thinking. Why we are into business, that explain into the vision. So this vision followed by measurable statements by which we can develop various activities, action plans that come into the mission. So vision is achieved through this mission, and these missions will be achieved through objectives. Objectives can be measurable, result-oriented, growth-oriented, and these objectives need to be put into system by making plans. Again, these plans must be measurable one, definable one, and understandable one, and must be agreed upon also, is very important. So there can be various kinds of plans. It would be strategic plan, what we want to do strategically, year-on-year basis or quarter basis or 5-year basis. It can be operational, routine, whether it's a showroom, whether it's a business selling, whether it's a marketing or a manufacturing. Plans can be short-term, long-term, can be 1 week plan, 1 month plan, 1 year plan, quarterly plans. It can be directional or specific. It can also be single-use plan or can be standing instruction. Daily morning this has to happen, evening this has to happen. So all these plans need to be designed to achieve the objectives. Objectives will achieve the missions, and mission will achieve the vision. So all these become a planning stage where we can have a discussion. But it is also important, these planned strategies must be reviewed periodically, right? And and also discuss among the team, among the members of the core team, among the members of employees, among the members of customers, among the members of stakeholders. And then, are we in the right track? We must review it. So, what is important? I request everyone to put in chat what is important, growth or development, whether it is for an individual or for an organization. I request if some participant can write, they prefer to have growth or they prefer to have development. Some says growth, some says development. Development comes later. Okay. Now you see business growth. Business growth is there and business development is there. What is business growth? Business growth is boosting the top line revenue of the business, greater product sales, service income, increasing the bottom line and profitability. But this growth cannot happen without business development. If we don't do development areas, ideas, initiatives, skill development into sales, communication, negotiation skills, marketing skills, data skills, business growth cannot happen. Do you agree? So both growth is required, development is required. Without development, growth cannot happen. Without growth, business cannot survive. I think you will agree to on that. So both goes has to hand to hand. बिजनेस भी बढ़ता रहेगा तभी जब डेवलपमेंट होएगी. डेवलपमेंट करेंगे तो ग्रोथ होएगी, एंड ग्रोथ होएगी अगेन यू विल डू डेवलपमेंट. सो इट्स अ विशियस सर्कल एंड कंपनी ग्रोज विद डेवलपमेंट. एंड साइड बाय साइड डेवलपमेंट एक्टिविटीज शुड गो एंड फोकस ऑन सेल्स शुड आल्सो बी देयर. Skill we will develop, growth will happen. I think you will agree to that. Do you? Yes. Now, we all have food daily. So, what kind of food we take? Breakfast, tea, lunch, dinner. 4 meals a day we take. Right? But do we take food for our body? Yes, all these are the food for our good health. Agreed? Now, what food we give to our mind, brain, and soul? Do we think of that? Some of us, yes. Some of us, no. So really, are we thinking of our mind? Give food to mind, give food to our brain, give food to our soul. How many of us really think of food for mind and soul? Can some people write on the chat that we really give food for our soul, thought, mind? Okay. Now, this is the stage that is very important, is development for growth. And to know this food for mind, some nowadays internet is very good, and we virtual learnings we are doing. Like today we are doing it, learning. So one can do learning through this. One can also do learning through workshops. And I still remember in my earlier company in Blue Star, there is an annual training modules which comes to all over branches. People can nominate themselves for various kinds of trainings. So trainings become very useful tool where you can interact, you can learn from peers, you can learn from senior, you can learn from trainers. And reading is nowadays people tend to not do readings. And if we can inculcate this habit among ourselves, maybe you choose which book you want to read and spend 15-20 minutes on that in morning and in the evening if possible. You can feel the change in your mind, your attitude, your personality. Definitely, I can guarantee you that. It will change your behavior, how you reach the customer, how you behave the customer, everything will change. So training one can do once in a quarter, or search from Google sometime you need, but having some books of your own. I have a request to organizations to have a bookstore in their offices, have a library where their employees can get books free of cost for reading and then return it back. And then one can have sessions of the learning from those books from that person, and he can share it with others about that book. And that is how learning can happen drastically in a very good way. Then one can have a in-field trainings by practical going with seniors, practical learning from them, or a workshop where interactive things can happen and learning can happen. So these are the various forms of learning, and we must develop our own habit of reading by ourselves and our children and our employees and our colleagues, and it will benefit a lot, I can tell you. So food for mind is very important. Now, there can be passive learning or participative learning, but we must know these are the research data which is there, that lectures, readings, audio, visual, and demonstration are passive learning. Sometimes they are the only available, and otherwise, if possible, we can have participatory teaching method of discussion groups, practice by doing, and by started teaching. Like a person, one of your employee, he has read some good article, good book, and then he can explain to his colleagues into the office, and everybody will learn from him, and he will practice it in future, which will be very, very useful for him and for organization and the growth and profitability. Such trainings can be technical skills, analytical skills, conceptual skills, communication skills, critical thinking skills, and managing workload. We come in the morning and found many things are pending. So we try to do list, and then what we need to do is prioritization. So various skills can be developed through various methods which I have just shared, and can be grown further. Different people will need different. So you need to assess which person will need what training, what skill, whether he need an on-job training technical, or he need a communication skill which can be done through some course or some webinars or some seminars, or critical thinking can be done through a group activities, and prioritization can also happen through theoretical method and practical methods. So do you think skill development is needed? I have a question now, that skill is fine, but do we need unskilling also sometime, and reskilling? Sometimes we are having certain skills and we think that is the only good thing to do, but sometimes we need to reskill also, like today's days, computer handling, PPT handling, making is a skill which some of us may not be knowing. So we depend upon reverse mentoring. That is through juniors, through children, through colleagues, or we can attend some trainings. Right? Now, changing, but environment is changing. Virtual workplaces is the future now. During the last 2 years, we found people are working from home virtually. So workplaces are changing. And this has made us to do, when we launched in 2019, International Hospitality Sales Professional Forum for sales professional, again, virtually. And last 2 years, we have many such things, training, mentoring, virtually. Mobile workplaces. People are working from home, maybe into the field, maybe into the conference room, maybe into some meeting places, maybe some people. If you go to CCD, you will find many people do meetings over there. So that is a mobile workplace. They are not having any office, but they're using CCD over there as a meeting places. Life, personal balances are very important. In the last 2 years, many people have thought of this. Yes, work life is important, personal life is also important. So, how to do balancing is a critical thing nowadays. Virtual meetings, like we are doing today. We have done many training sessions in the last 2 years, either in IHSPF or in my earlier companies, or otherwise, many people have done it. So, this is another form of trainings virtually. Priority of life is changing. Some people are thinking, okay, I don't want to do permanent full-time job. I want to do two flexible jobs. Flexible with one person or more person. So this is again, the environment is changing. People thinking is changing. Globalization is happening. So there are effects of globalization in today's environment is more than what is there in 20 years back, 15 years back, or 30 years back. Ethics are redefined nowadays. And ethics can be different for me, different for you, different for somebody else. So if we can have defined these things into our organizations, it can help us a lot. Uncertainty for future. So like on 21st of April 2019, nobody was knowing if this is going to happen for next 2 years. I was in Delhi. I took a flight to Dehradun and my family was also here. My children came from Bangalore and we all were together for 2 months. Work was in standstill. But today, again, pandemic is there, but everybody is working. People are going into the field, doing selling. So uncertainty of our future is also environment conditions nowadays. So do you think personality of a person really affect the to whom we select? What kind of job he do what kind of personality each one of you have? Are you aware of your personality traits? Are you aware of how you behave in a particular personality? Do you take an employee in a particular personality? Do you agree personality really play a role in the success or not so successful? Can you write in the chat that are you aware of your own personality? Can you write what is your personality? If somebody can say, mention in the chat what he think is his personality trait. So these are the various personality traits. One can be extrovert, introvert, can be sensors that he focus on facts and details, can be intuitive, can be creative, can visualize certain different thinking way. One can be a thinker which is a logical and analysis and objectively he will work. Some work from heart. मेरे दोस्त है, I will do anything for him. I like him, I will do anything for him. And I like him, and he will have a relationship with friends or relatives or colleagues, and he work on that basis. So he is a filler. One can also be a judge, which will be in organized way, prepared way. He will do everything. 9 बजे ये, 10 बजे ये, 11 बजे ये, 12 बजे ये. And one can be perceived open. As the things will happen, he will keep on doing, changing, flexibility. So these are the various types of personality traits one has. And I can tell you, many people says, okay, only extroverts can be a good salesperson. No, introverts can be there. I have found in event professional many people like Raza or Rajesh that in event professional that he's introvert but very successful because he is doing intuitive way, he is doing in fielder way, he is doing in judging way. All this make him a good salesperson. because he do creativity, he do learning, and he is in organized way, can be a very good salesman. So it is not only important, one can be into HR. So what are the characteristics of HR could be there. And if we are aware of, we are introvert or we are sensor or we are, this is how we behave in a given situation. We may behave differently in different situations. So I may behave extrovertly in some situation and introvertly in another situation. But overall, I might be extrovert, I might be thinker, I might be perceiver, or maybe a judger. So all these 8 personality traits are able to drive 16 personality traits. This is known as MBTI test of personality. So this MBTI test of personality give you guidance. Number one, what is your personality? You come to know. Secondly, it tells you how you can remake it, how can you utilize in a better way in your given situation. And for an organization, by having personality traits defined of his employees, he can guide. This person could be useful for this person could be useful. Every person is useful and every person is good. Only thing, we have to use him, utilize him, give him opportunity according to his personality. Similarly, there are leadership traits, leadership skills tests. So you can check a group of people and then drive some leaders out of that, and then they can lead. And there are defined scientific methods of this. So next stage is growth. Now, growth we wanted to do after having learning of these things, of trainings and attitude and personality. Now, either we can grow horizontally or vertically, right? But what we should do, whether we should do horizontally or we should do vertically, is very critical for our growth. And if we have a critical analyzing, we can decide whether we should grow horizontally or vertically. How can we decide? Decision making process is very important to decide horizontal expansion or vertical expansion or diversification. So we identify an issue or a object, identify the criteria of decision, give weightage. Which criteria should be weighted much? So some things might be very important, some things might need a less weightage. Alternatives available and their analysis. And then selection of a decision. You take a decision, implement it, evaluate it, and then again you see it is usable and you are getting advantage, getting the benefits, getting the growth, fine. Not, then might have to just Google. If you take a wrong turn, it makes you to another route. Similarly, decision making process is fine. You take a decision based on certain parameters, scientific methods, and then you arrive at a decision. And if it is fine, good. If it is not good, take another course of action for that. For that, we need to do SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. This is important for every individual to do his own SWOT analysis. Every department should do its own SWOT analysis. Every organization to do its own SWOT analysis over a period of time, because it keeps on changing. You just keep on getting new strength. You keep on getting new opportunities. So every year it should be done by individual, by organization, by the divisions. So some analysis are done internal analysis. What are these internal analysis? Strength. You know your strength. I know my strength. Somebody knows his strength. So he knows his strength and weaknesses. And weaknesses, awareness is very important. Sometimes people are not able to speak about what are their strengths. If I ask some people what are their 5 strengths in interviews, he start thinking what is my strength. He is not analyzed himself earlier to that. Similarly, weaknesses are those areas which can be improved. If you are aware of this is your weakness, then convert into improvable areas of improvement. Work on that. Go through workshop, go through training, take mentorships, take help. No harm in taking help. People are ready to help each other. And then bring them to strength area. Externally, there are opportunities, there are threats. They keep on evolving. Again, they are always changing. So your strength keep on changing, your areas of improvement keep on changing. Opportunity is keep on changing and threats. So opportunity is again like somebody it's a known story. Two people went to a place. One says everybody is barefoot, no slippers are required, no market of slippers. Second says good market of slippers, let's sell more over here. So opportunity need to be seen. Like if you go to Shark Tanks, nowadays happening on TV. So what do? They have seen the opportunity and then they become successful today. But they are analyzing people, they are telling people what are the opportunities available and threats. And it's keep on changing. So it's very important to do SWOT analysis and then take a decision through the decision process. So we have strength, areas of improvement. I will call it weakness is the area of improvement, opportunities, and then threats. Based upon this analyzing, you can strategize whether to do horizontal expansion or vertical expansion, when and how. And I will share with you certain tools so that we can have a scientific tools, use them, brainstorm them among ourselves, and then decide whether to grow vertically, whether to horizontally, and where to go is important. Expanding the products or services. New markets, new cities, new areas, new location within the same city, new countries, expansion. Globalization is the benefit of this. People are coming to our country, we can go to other countries. It is unexplored markets. And many countries see India as a premium product, good quality product. They depend upon India than China. New segments one can explore: B2B, B2C, institutional, corporate sales, unexplored markets, niche marketing, network marketing, new customer acquisitions. I will share a tool by which how and why we can do it, how we can do it, customer acquisitions. Now, the growing horizontally, product diversification. You can add on new products. It can be related product or complementary product. Like a person of kitchen equipment might go to countertop products, might go to refrigeration products, might go to bar equipment, and might go to cutlery crockery, going to the same customer, or can have it like Lovely Sweets. If you know, Lovely Sweets was known as laddu making company in Jalandhar, Kent in Punjab. And today they are having university. They first was that, from there they open sweet shops, Lovely Sweet shop. Then they have a bakery shops. Then they open a Lovely automobile two-wheelers. Then he became a dealer of for Blue Star also and went into air conditioning, consumer durable. Then he went to automobiles. And now he is having then he opened an engineering college. Now it's a university. So we need to identify opportunities available, our strength. Some person might have a financial strength, and he can also the strength of management and other things. One might have a strength of selling skills, might have a strength of procurement. Some might be very expert in procuring at a good price. I know a person in abroad, he get good products at a good prices. And many departmental stores are nowadays surviving only because of procurement pricing is very effective. So their strength is important. So one can have diversification or expansion. Again, you have to have SWOT analysis, various options, and their own SWOT analysis, and then your own critical process of decision making. Now, this is another tool where you see bottom is existing products or new products. Markets can be existing markets and new products. So one can penetrate existing products, penetrate the market, and have market development in other areas. Or existing markets from is there, and then he can, in the same markets, he can market penetrate, has his own products, or have new products, can be related or unrelated. So from market penetration to market development is within the existing markets. Or one can have new products and new markets. So this is a tool which can help you in understanding whether we should do product development, whether we should spend time on market penetration or spend investment of manpower or expansion into new product acquisitions or develop new products or go to unrelated product areas also. This is another tool which will help us in understanding market growth rate. So if a market of a product having a low growth and what is our share is high or low, depending upon that, we can identify certain products policies. This product, like the product which is we are having a highest volume of us and having market share high, it means we are the monopolistic or having monopoly of that, and they are the stars. Those product areas or organization who work primarily onto the star area is gaining good profitability, and might be his market growth rate is less, but our own share is high. They are the cash cows. I will, you know that cow milk giving, right? Cow gives milk, everybody knows. But we really know, does cow needs milking? One needs to do actual physical working on that. First, give the food to the milk. Then cow do the processing of that. And then milk is ready, but it cannot give of its own. You have to milk the cow. How? You do techniques, you do adopt various methods. You know, it has to be, everybody cannot do it, milking the cow. So techniques are required, skills are required, and then you get that. So these are the cash cows where you need not to do much spending. If you have a potential and market growth is not much. आप कितना भी पैसा लगा लो, ग्रोथ नहीं होने वाला क्योंकि उसकी मार्केट ग्रोथ रेट ही कम है. But if a product is of high growth rate, but market share is very less, market में बहुत बिक रहा है, it is growing rapidly, but our market share is very less, what we need to do? It's a question mark. We need to spend time, energy. इसमें प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन चाहिए, इसमें मार्केट रीच चाहिए, इसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए, इसमें हमें पब्लिसिटी चाहिए, इसमें हमें सेल्स पर्सन लगाने हैं करने के लिए टू इंक्रीज द प्रॉफिट, क्योंकि मार्केट इज ग्रोइंग, वी आर नॉट इन कैशिंग. So need to, this is a question mark where we need to strategize, you need to have thinking and then arrive at decision and then work on that to bring question marks into stars. But if a growth has happened in certain products and it is at a saturation level where further growth is not happening, so it is coming to cash cow. Then if it is at that level, then we have to do expansion, diversification, those things. And worst thing is market is also not growing in a particular product and our share is also low. So whether we should have it for the sake of it or we have to delete it, is a decision to be taken jointly with stakeholder, with employees, and you can have a brainstorming session on that. Maybe you hire a consultant who can help you in doing these various things, and he can really give a value addition to you, how to do, what to do, and when to do. Now, very important is a sales funnel, which B2B marketing is very important. Now, if we talk about Delhi NCR is the market for us, how we will arrive at actual sale. First, we need to do lead generation. Will not happen automatically. You need to identify the segments about your product. Who are the end users? What are the profiles of those people? Are they hotel? Are they restaurant? Are they bar? Are they retailer? Are they wholesalers? And then make a list of those. You have to put a list. This is a list of 3-star hotel. This is a list of caterers. This is a list of canteen equipments, manufacturers. These are a list of retailers. And then you make them aware. We are there to them. Go to them, whether through email, whether through personal visits or something. And then arouse interest in them. They will meet again. You will negotiate. Do we show the products? And they say, okay, we are interested to buy. And the final they purchase. If 100 is a customer defined as a lead generation, purchase happens only 5 or 10. But if your target, vision, strategy is not 5 machines, not 5 orders, but 50 orders, then your top lead generation has to not 100 but 1,000. If you have 1,000, you get 100. If you have 100, you have 10 only. So there is a funnel making of this. I hope the information is useful to most of you. Many times we think we are aware of, but we are not aware of. Certain things known to others and known to us is the open market, competition. Competition को भी पता, हमें भी पता, it's the open market. And not known to others, but only to us are hidden, and we have a good profitability in that. So hidden area where you know, competition doesn't know, is a profitable customer, profitable segments. And there could be blind area where it is known to others, but not to us. But we think, कई बार हम जाते हैं मार्केट में माल बेचने के लिए, मटेरियल बेचने के लिए, मिलने के लिए, बाइंग करने के लिए, दूसरों को पता होता, हमें पता नहीं है, and it's a blind area, and we think no, जो हमें पता वही बहुत है, but that is our weaknesses. We need to improve it, and sometimes they are neither known to others, nor known to us, और वो किसी और के ले लेते, किसी को पता भी नहीं चलता. So वो उनका hidden area है, हमारा नहीं होता. So this are the tools which we can help us brainstorm and learn and develop our strategy. So now I'm going to tell you about Easy Consultants, what we do, and share with you. We help you at every step of your sales process in business planning, manpower management, manpower development, creating systems and procedures to improve efficiency and effectiveness, scale up the business expansion, and skill development, and market coverage skills and other skills. We can provide various kinds of trainings. These are our Italy principles. We have a session 2 days before also on this platform. Inox, Vaco, Hello into the kitchen, and they are OEMs to many principles in Europe. I'm helping the Stellar, Esther, Washmatic groups, Chef Face in India, Nepal, Bhutan, Kais and JetTech and some other brands. And before we end, as a leader, you, me, everybody must always start from where we are and then plan for future where we want to go. So first, analyze our strength, what we are, then plan where we shall to go, why we should go, and strategically plan, critically analyze, and various tools we should use for our growth. With this, I close this, and if there is any question answers from anybody, we can do that.
Hi Vijay, we have one question from one of the attendees from YouTube. The question is, personalities like extroverted, introverted are inborn qualities or it can be developed with time?
Extrovert, introvert is a basic personality traits of a person, the way he behaves. But if he is aware of, he can utilize to his advantage. Extrovert can be a successful salesperson, introvert can also be. But if you are aware of, and it is not only the introvert or extrovert, there are other parameters of personality traits which will work together. If you are aware of, you use in an effective way. Every personality trait is good, but only thing, if we are aware of, we use it to our advantage and benefit. I hope I answered this question.
Yes, sir.
Any other?
With that, we believe we are at the end of our session, and we have entered all the questions which we have received. Thank you so much, Mr. Vijay, for joining us.
Thank you all the panel, all the attendees who has joined this session. I hope this has been useful to them. I have tried to concise. Every slide can be further explained, detailed analyzing can be done for 2 hours for one slide itself, but consolidated it for the benefit of all. Anybody need any information further can just Google it. Vijay Mohan Bembey is not a, everybody has this name, and you can drive out of this, or you can, thanks to Azure.com, worldhospitality.com, and my partners from Italy, India, Stellar Group, Watchmatic Group, my friends of IHSPF, Sales Professional Forum, and my existing employers where he has worked. I have learned from all my employers earlier. They have trained me very well. They have given me guidance. They have given me mentorships. And then I have friends now in the hospitality, friends in Nepal, India, and other places. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Vijayji. Thanks to all the attendees. To all the attendees, we have lucky visitors announced at the end of the day for all our sessions, which is sponsored by Dadu Ceramics, Varun Laundry Equipments, and Ahata Industries. So all the attendees, visitors can check the lucky winners at the end of the day. Thanks, Vijayji. Thanks all the attendees who have joined us today. Session was indeed very insightful and quite knowledgeable on 4 strategic pillars for business growth. Thanks. Have a nice day. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.